Honda finally made the move Harley never dared, bringing back full-size cruisers under 10 grand. No hype tour, no leaks, just a $9,999 bombshell that's shaking the entire industry. But here's the thing, this isn't just about price. It's about a strategy so sharp it could flip the future of cruisers. How did Honda pull it off? Why didn't anyone see it coming? And what detail revealed at the very end might prove this is the biggest disruption in years? Stick around, because missing that would mean missing the real story. The quiet re-entry that hit like a hammer. No countdowns, no influencer caravans, no sepia-tinted montages. Honda just put a number on the tank and let the room go silent. $9,999 for a full-fat Rebel 1100. In a market trained to expect premium pricing with a side of pageantry, that sticker landed like a tool on a workbench. Sharp, practical, undeniable. For more than a decade, the cruiser conversation has been choreographed around heritage and high margins. Harley flew the flag of premium identity, Indian polished its boutique image, and buyers were asked to pay extra for a story. Honda watched, waited, and picked a different scene to enter. One where spreadsheets beat slogans and ergonomics beat ego. The move works because the product and the posture align. The Rebel 1100 borrows proven bones from Honda's Africa Twin parallel twin. Torquey, durable, easy to live with. You can option DCT if you want the easiest commute of your life, or stick with a manual if ritual matters to you. The riding triangle is approachable rather than theatrical. The finish is clean rather than drenched in chrome for chrome's sake. It's not anti-nostalgia, it's nostalgia on a diet, trimmed down to what actually helps you ride. And then there's the timing. Post-pandemic realities punished brands that relied on mystique to forgive long lead times and ballooning fees. Riders started comparing out-the-door totals, not just MSRPs. Seat height and weight, not just displacement. Finance payments, not just posters. Honda re-entered exactly when the market got pragmatic. Instead of staging a comeback concert, it rolled a practical headliner through the side door. What really stings competitors isn't the headline price alone. It's what the number implies. It says there's scale under the bodywork, platform reuse in the parts bin, and enough operational discipline to keep the promise once the initial buzz fades. It reframes the cruiser from a ceremonial object to a daily tool that still thrills. You can love the look without paying for costume jewelry. You can get the torque without funding a marketing myth. So yes, the launch was quiet. But in that quiet, the assumptions got loud. If a modern, quick, comfortable cruiser can live under $10,000, why were we told it couldn't? Honda didn't argue. It handed over keys and let the test rides answer. As the market shifted, Honda sat quietly observing, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. Price with intent, not applause. The introduction of the Rebel 1100 was not just a new product launch, it was a masterstroke in pricing strategy. At $9,999, Honda didn't just make the cruiser affordable, they redefined what a cruiser should cost. In an industry where premium models often come with hefty price tags, Honda's pricing strategy is a bold declaration that the cruiser market doesn't have to be exclusive and expensive. What's even more impressive is how Honda managed to deliver a full-size cruiser at this price point without cutting corners on quality. The Rebel 1100 borrows heavily from the Africa Twin's parallel twin engine, a proven, efficient power plant that delivers more than enough grunt for real-world cruising. This isn't a stripped-down engine. It's a tried-and-tested design that offers both power and efficiency. But Honda didn't stop there. The Rebel 1100 also features Honda's dual-clutch transmission, which allows for automatic shifting without losing the mechanical connection that riders crave. For many, DCT is a modern solution to the traditional manual clutch system, a feature that makes the bike more accessible to newer riders without sacrificing the riding experience. The key to Honda's success lies not just in its engine or transmission, but in its design and manufacturing efficiency. While other brands like Harley Davidson and Indian continue to rely on heavy, chrome-laden designs and nostalgic brand appeal, Honda focused on what really matters to today's riders: simplicity, efficiency, and value. The Rebel 1100 isn't about impressing history, It's about winning buyers who want something modern, practical, and affordable. By keeping the production process streamlined and cutting out the unnecessary frills, Honda has made a bike that feels premium without the premium price tag. But Honda's not just competing with American brands, they're also facing a quiet storm from a brand that doesn't care about image at all. Don't let overpriced gear be part of the problem. We pick the stuff that actually holds up. Real gear, no tricks. Check the description and ride with what we trust. Minimalism that moves units. Royal Enfield isn't challenging Honda's dominance. It's simply offering something different in a market that now values simplicity over status. Royal Enfield's approach is a stark contrast to the premium-focused strategies of both Harley-Davidson and Indian. Where American brands have long tied themselves to a culture of loud, rebellious branding, Royal Enfield has carved out a niche by focusing on minimalist design and affordability. Models like the Meteor 350 and Interceptor 650 are becoming increasingly popular, not because they boast cutting-edge technology or flashy features, but because they offer a timeless feel without the premium price tag. Royal Enfield's designs are built around the idea of back-to-basics simplicity, offering motorcycles that emphasize function over form for the new generation of riders who prioritize affordability, reliability, and ease of use. Royal Enfield's models represent a refreshing change. These bikes don't come with excessive tech or overcomplicated features. Instead, they focus on delivering solid performance and a straightforward riding experience. This minimalist approach resonates with riders in emerging markets, where motorcycles are often seen as a practical means of transportation rather than a symbol of status or rebellion. As a result, Royal Enfield is not just a niche player in the cruiser market, it's a growing force. Its simple, reliable designs have made it a favorite among first-time riders and seasoned veterans alike, particularly in Southeast Asia and Latin America, where the brand's affordability is a significant advantage. Royal Enfield has also managed to build a loyal customer base in North America, where riders are increasingly seeking alternatives to the expensive, image-heavy offerings from Harley and Indian. While Honda sharpens its competitive edge, two other giants in Japan, Yamaha and Kawasaki, are beginning to reshape the market for cruisers. We sorted through service bulletins, dealer stock sheets, and rider complaints so you don't have to. If that's worth a click, hit subscribe and ride smarter with us. Steady hands in a no-fluff era. Yamaha and Kawasaki don't need to outdo Honda. They just need to remind us why they've always mattered. For years, these two companies were relegated to the sidelines of the cruiser market, overshadowed by the heavyweight brands of Harley-Davidson and Indian. However, Yamaha and Kawasaki are making a quiet comeback by focusing on simplicity, reliability, and affordability, traits that have become the new standard for modern cruisers. Yamaha's Bolt and Kawasaki's Vulcan S are prime examples of how these brands are gaining traction. These motorcycles are not flashy or over the top. They are efficient, functional, and accessible, which is exactly what today's cruiser buyers are looking for. Both models are priced competitively, offering great value without sacrificing quality or performance. In an era when the consumer is increasingly looking for practical and reliable options, Yamaha and Kawasaki have positioned themselves as the go-to brands for no-nonsense cruisers. The Bolt and Vulcan S are popular among a new generation of riders who want a straightforward, enjoyable riding experience without the premium price tag. These bikes are perfect for urban riders, commuters, and those who enjoy casual weekend rides. With adjustable ergonomics, lightweight frames, and user-friendly features, Yamaha and Kawasaki are proving that you don't need to be flashy or steeped in tradition to be relevant in today's motorcycle market. What sets Yamaha and Kawasaki apart is their ability to cater to a more diverse set of riders. While Honda is honing its edge in the affordable cruiser market, Yamaha and Kawasaki have quietly been gaining momentum by offering quality motorcycles that don't come with the premium price tag of Harley or Indian. These brands aren't trying to capture the market through nostalgia or exclusive branding. They're focusing on practical solutions for everyday riders. Now that Honda's laid the groundwork with its cruiser models, it's time to zoom out and understand how Honda's global strategy sets them up for long-term success. Global scale, local prices. Honda's strategy isn't just about pricing, It's about global reach and manufacturing power. While many of Honda's competitors, especially American brands like Harley, Davidson, and Indian, struggle with production delays, rising costs, and tariffs, Honda's global manufacturing network has allowed the company to thrive in an increasingly complex global marketplace. Honda's manufacturing hubs are strategically located in Southeast Asia, Mexico, and several other countries, allowing the company to navigate international trade obstacles and deliver high-quality products at competitive prices. Honda's international manufacturing network is one of the company's most significant advantages. Its factories in Southeast Asia have long been key to maintaining low production costs while meeting the growing demand for motorcycles in emerging markets. By leveraging these global hubs, Honda can streamline production and take advantage of lower labor costs and material expenses. This strategy also provides Honda with the flexibility to move production between countries depending on market demand, regulatory changes, or economic conditions, ensuring that they remain agile in an unpredictable environment. In addition to its own production facilities, Honda has formed strategic partnerships with key suppliers and other manufacturers across the globe. These partnerships help Honda keep costs down while maintaining the level of quality that the brand is known for. For example, Honda sources critical components like engines, batteries, and electronics from partners in Asia and Europe. These suppliers work with Honda to develop products that meet the company's high standards without the premium price tag typically associated with such components. By sourcing parts from global suppliers and assembling them in cost-effective locations, Honda has developed a supply chain that is not only efficient but also resilient to disruptions. The company's ability to maintain a strong presence in both developing and developed markets is another key aspect of its global manufacturing strategy. In markets like Mexico, Honda has set up production lines specifically designed to serve North American customers. This proximity to major markets allows Honda to better manage costs associated with logistics, tariffs, and trade barriers. With its strong manufacturing footprint in North America and other regions, Honda has gained a competitive edge over American brands that have faced production delays due to labor disputes or raw material shortages. Honda's global reach also plays a significant role in mitigating the impact of tariffs, which have caused significant financial strain for some American manufacturers. When President Donald Trump imposed tariffs on steel and aluminum imports, American companies like Harley-Davidson were hit hard. In contrast, Honda's diverse supply chain and international manufacturing hubs meant that the company was able to adjust its production strategies and avoid the worst effects of these tariffs. By sourcing materials from various regions and maintaining flexibility in its operations, Honda was able to maintain competitive pricing on its products without compromising on quality. With this strategic advantage, Honda is now setting the stage for an industry-wide shift. The company's ability to adapt to global economic pressures while maintaining production efficiency gives it a significant edge over its competitors. As other manufacturers struggle to adjust to changes in global trade and manufacturing costs, Honda's well-established global network allows it to stay ahead of the curve, delivering high-quality products at affordable prices. Trapped between heritage and today, Harley and Indian are caught between nostalgia and necessity, and their failure to evolve could cost them everything. For decades, Harley-Davidson has relied on its iconic American branding to appeal to riders. But as the cruiser market shifts, that reliance on nostalgia is becoming more of a hindrance than a help. The new generation of riders is no longer interested in paying a premium for a lifestyle product that comes with an inflated price tag. Instead, they're looking for affordability, reliability, and practicality, qualities that Honda has capitalized on with its Rebel 1100. Harley's nostalgic approach is becoming increasingly out of touch with what riders actually want. In a market that's moving toward practicality and value, Harley's traditional heavy chrome styling and premium pricing are starting to seem outdated. The company's pricing strategy, which has historically been centered on high-end models with a focus on luxury, has alienated many riders who are looking for more accessible options. The Nightster, Harley's attempt to enter the affordable cruiser segment, may seem like a response to Honda's pricing strategy, but it lacks the foundational changes needed to truly compete in this new era of motorcycling. The Nightster may be priced lower, but it still carries the same high production costs and a business model that depends on premium branding rather than consumer demand. Indian, on the other hand, has followed a similar path. While the brand once seemed poised to challenge Harley's dominance, its recent shift towards higher-end models has made it less accessible to new riders. Indian's strategy of pushing more expensive versions of its popular models, like the Scout and Chief, has alienated younger, price-conscious buyers who were initially drawn to the brand's affordability and rugged appeal. Like Harley, Indian has failed to evolve with the changing tastes of the modern motorcycle buyer. Instead of recognizing the shift in consumer demand towards simplicity and affordability, Indian has doubled down on premium pricing, pushing their bikes into a niche market that only a small segment of riders can afford. The result is a classic case of companies clinging to the past while the world around them changes. Harley and Indian are stuck in a time warp, relying on legacy branding and pricing structures that no longer resonate with today's riders. Their failure to adapt to the growing demand for affordable, practical cruisers has allowed Honda to step in and fill the gap, positioning itself as the brand that understands what the modern rider truly wants. With the competition at a crossroads, Honda's decisive move has shifted the terrain. The question now is, who can adapt and who will fall behind? Harley and Indian face a tough road ahead, and their failure to evolve could see them sidelined as Honda continues to dominate the cruiser market with a more modern approach. Relevance beats ritual. The cruiser industry is no longer about legacy, it's about relevance, and Honda has positioned itself as the future. Honda's bold return to the cruiser market with the Rebel 1100 has rewritten the playbook for what a cruiser can be. The company's focus on simplicity, affordability, and practicality has resonated with a new generation of riders who are looking for something more accessible than the heavy chrome and premium pricing of traditional cruisers. As the market shifts toward these values, Honda is poised to lead the way in the future of motorcycling. In the past, cruisers were seen as luxury products. Big engines, flashy designs, and premium pricing were the norm. But today's riders are more concerned with reliability, cost-effectiveness, and ease of use. Honda's Rebel 1100 embodies this new era, offering a modern cruiser that appeals to the needs of a younger, more practical rider. The inclusion of features like Honda's dual-clutch transmission makes the Rebel 1100 more accessible to new riders, eliminating the intimidation factor of traditional manual gear shifting. This shift towards simplicity and ease of use is exactly what the industry needs to thrive in the coming years. Honda's focus on value and functionality has also ensured its success in a competitive market. While brands like Harley and Indian struggle to adapt to the changing market, Honda's ability to stay ahead of the curve by understanding consumer needs has set it apart. The company's low pricing, coupled with high-quality engineering, has made the Rebel 1100 one of the most attractive cruisers on the market today. As affordability becomes a key factor in consumer decisions, Honda's reputation for value-driven products will continue to serve them well. Looking to the future, simplicity, affordability, and practicality will be the driving forces behind the success of motorcycle brands. Honda has positioned itself as the leader in this shift, and other brands will have to follow suit if they hope to survive. While brands like Harley and Indian may still appeal to a loyal customer base, their failure to adapt to the new reality of the market means that their future is uncertain. Honda's ability to innovate and remain relevant in an evolving market gives it a significant advantage as the future of motorcycling unfolds. Now, let's take a step back and look at what the future holds for the motorcycle industry. As we've seen, the battle for dominance in the cruiser market is far from over, but Honda's decisive moves over the past few years have set it up to be the dominant player in the years to come. 15 minutes deep, and we're still dropping facts most dealers won't tell you. Smash that button and drop your experience in the comments. The Great Value Reset. The motorcycle market is undergoing a significant shift, and Honda's entry into the cruiser market with its Rebel 1100 at a sub-$10,000 price is the catalyst for that transformation. This isn't just a move to gain market share, it's a statement about the future of motorcycling. The focus is no longer on flashy designs or the massive engines that once dominated the landscape. Instead, simplicity, reliability, and value are becoming the new standard. Honda's success is forcing the entire motorcycle industry to reconsider its approach, and the demand for functional, affordable bikes is reshaping the market in profound ways. For years, motorcycles were seen as a statement of personal style, an expression of identity that often came with a hefty price tag. Brands like Harley-Davidson built their empires on this ethos, offering powerful bikes with heavy chrome finishes and a legacy of American craftsmanship. These bikes were not just transportation, they were lifestyle choices, meant to represent rebellion, freedom, and strength. But in a world where consumers are increasingly concerned with practicality and cost, this model is no longer sustainable. Riders today are looking for bikes that are simple to ride, easy to maintain, and most importantly, affordable. They're no longer interested in buying into an image. They want something that fits their daily lives, something that makes sense for their budgets. The shift towards simplicity is particularly evident in the growing popularity of bikes like the Rebel 1100. With its modern design, reliable performance, and low price, the Rebel 1100 stands as a symbol of what the future holds. It's a bike designed for the rider who wants quality without the added fluff. The traditional cruiser, with its oversized engines and high-maintenance parts, is becoming a relic of the past. In its place, bikes that prioritize usability and cost efficiency are rising to the forefront. This shift also signals a broader trend in the motorcycle market, the growing importance of value over branding. While Harley-Davidson, Indian, and other legacy brands continue to rely heavily on their storied reputations, new buyers are focusing less on the brand name and more on what they're getting for their money. The idea of spending upwards of $15,000 for a cruiser is no longer attractive to many consumers. Instead, they're looking for bikes that provide the best bang for their buck. They want motorcycles that offer reliable performance, modern features, and a reasonable price tag, just like Honda's Rebel 1100. As the market shifts, it's clear, Honda's success isn't just about them, it's about the entire industry. This rebalancing is not simply a reaction to one brand's success, it's a reflection of a changing consumer base and a shifting economic landscape. The motorcycle industry is moving towards a future where value, performance, and simplicity are the most important factors in buying decisions. For brands that continue to cling to outdated models and overpriced products, this new era may prove difficult to navigate. The next 10 years, decided now. The old scoreboard, loudest brand, shiniest chrome, biggest rally, won't decide the next decade. The winner will be the company that wastes the fewest words between a rider's need and a rider's keys. That's why Honda's under $10,000 Rebel 1100 matters beyond one model. It clarifies priorities, price discipline backed by platform scale, ergonomics that welcome more bodies, not just bigger egos. Options like DCT that expand who can ride without diluting why we ride. It's not romance-free. It's romance that starts every morning and doesn't miss paydays. Harley and Indian aren't out of the story, but the plot changed. Harley's cultural gravity is real, sound, silhouette, shared mythology. But gravity only helps if you're still in orbit. Simplified trims, honest out-the-door pricing, and inventory you can actually find would convert heritage into habit. Indian's design credibility remains a weapon. The risk is drifting upscale until the entry bridge breaks. Re-anchoring clear value in the Scout tier can turn admiration back into adoption. Royal Enfield, Yamaha, and Kawasaki will complicate any coronation. Enfield's minimalism resonates where character and cost matter more than lap times. Yamaha and Kawasaki trade on competence that doesn't need applause. Sane weight, adjustable ergonomics, pricing that doesn't ambush you at the desk. They don't have to beat Honda to win. They have to keep being legible to riders who want function first and pride second. Supply chains will separate talkers from doers. Post-COVID patience is gone. Whoever can build regionally, share components, cushion parts shocks, and quote dates that stick will earn trust that marketing can't buy. Software-level expectations have entered motorcycling. Click, confirm, collect. The brands that operationalize that rhythm, online to showroom to saddle, own the tempo. So who thrives? The brand that treats affordable, available, appropriate as a design spec, not a lucky accident. Right now, Honda is executing that brief with unnerving calm. But the door is open. If rivals swap performance theater for purchase truth, weight you can manage, seats you can reach, payments you can live with, delivery you can predict, this era gets competitive fast. If they don't, premium quietly becomes another word for optional, and volume follows the brand that kept things simple. The decade won't be won on posters. It'll be won at the parts counter, on the financing line, and in the first 500 miles without drama. Make that easy, and riders will do your advertising for you. That's the Pulse Check. Less pageant, more proof, and a Honda forcing everyone to show receipts. Your vote, Honda, Harley, or Indian. Drop your pick below. Whichever gets the most comments will win. Like and subscribe for more straight shot breakdown.